Hey, how's it going? So, continuing on from what we've already done in map 1, we've already established that the block is 452 feet, about 452 feet in distance, and in time, it'll take you about 1.8 minutes or around 2 minutes to walk it. Now we're going to spend some time focusing on the distance of BSSJ to Myrtle Wyckoff, or A to C. So we don't know much about that right now. What we're going to start off is by measuring it in centimeters on our paper. So we go ahead and do this. You take your ruler. This will be a little bit easier for you. You start off at C, so you're going to use that star right there, line it up. And if you do this, what you're going to get is about 18 centimeters. Okay? So based on that measurement, what that means is that from here all the way to Myrtle Wyckoff on our paper is about 18 centimeters based on that measurement. Alright? So now going back, we now know this. Okay, we know that is 18 centimeters. What we don't know is how much 18 centimeters is in feet if we were to actually go outside and measure it. So the good news about this is we don't actually have to set up an entire new table to do this, and we don't have to go back and find the unit value again for 18. We've actually done that already in our first set of calculations for the block. So we've actually done that here. So there's no reason why we can't use this again to help us out. We're just looking for a different amount of centimeters now. We're not looking for 8.5, we're now looking for 18. Now, similarly as before, just erase some of this, we know that 1 centimeter is proportional to 53.19 feet, so we for sure could figure out how many feet would be 18 times that amount. That's why working with the unit value makes it so simple to figure this out. So 1 times 18 is of course 18. 53.19 times 18 will yield 957.42 feet. So we now know this is about 957.42 feet. Now let's just think about this for a second, because it's good to kind of put these numbers in perspective sometimes. We know that 957, that's pretty close to 1,000, right? It's pretty close to 1,000. So right now, let's just pretend that from here, make a straight line, from here, A, all the way to here, Myrtle Wyckoff. For our purposes, let's pretend that that's 1,000 feet right now. Now, it may be hard to picture what 1,000 feet actually is, or what it feels like to walk 1,000 feet, but because we've measured this field, we actually may have a better idea of what that means. So my question for you right now is, how many of these BSSJ fields would we have to walk if we wanted to walk from BSSJ all the way to Myrtle Wyckoff, which many of you do, on a daily basis. I know I have done that plenty of times. So how many of these fields will we have to walk? And the answer is we would have to walk about 4 of those BSSJ fields, because if we walk 4 of them, first we'd be walking 250, that's 1 of the fields, another 250, that's 2 of the fields, another 250, that would be 3 of the fields, so right now we're at 750, and then 1 more would be 1,000, alright? Another way to think about it is multiplication. 250 times 4 is equal to 1,000 feet. Okay, so we would be walking 4 BSSJ fields. That's just a way to put it in perspective of, what that walk actually feels like, how many feet, 1,000 feet, what 1,000 feet feels like. Alright, so now we are asked to figure out how long this would take us to walk. So we're being asked about time now. How long? Well, again, we know the unit value from our calculation from before. We know that it takes about 0.004 minutes to walk 1 foot. So we could easily figure out how long it's going to take to walk this amount of feet. Alright, so we're concerned with this now. How long will it take to walk this? 957 0.42 feet. Well, again, we know the unit value, so that's going to make this fairly easy. Okay, it's just going to be 957.42 times this unit value. And similarly, because time is proportional in this situation, we would also multiply our minutes by 957. What this will give us, if we do the calculation, is 0.004 times 957.42. It'll give us about 3.8 minutes. 3.8 minutes. Okay, so we'll round that off to the tenths place and call it 3.8. Now we know that to walk from VSSJ to Myrtle Wyckoff takes you about 3.8 minutes, or it's pretty close to 4. We could think about this as from here all the way to here. If you do that walk, take you about 4 minutes, right? Okay. So if you need any more help with this, feel free to watch the next video. It's going to be on map 2, which is a broader area of Bushwick. And if you have any specific questions, feel free to email. That's mrcristando@gmail.com. Good luck, and if you have any other questions, you can feel free to email or ask me in class. All right.